District 53 Assemblyman John A. Pérez, this award is presented in appreciation for your continued dedication to veterans issues and your service as Speaker of the Assembly, February 2012.
I appreciate the work that you do day in and day out. When you look at the veterans population in the state, we have a large and growing population with increasingly diverse sets of needs. And we have to be thoughtful about how we retool our efforts to meet these needs. We've been very proud of the fact that in the Assembly in particular, but in both houses, that the one issue that you could get good, meaningful, bipartisan cooperation on is what our response has been to the needs of our veterans population. And so I'm very proud of the work that my colleagues in both houses and on both parties have been able to do to begin to address some of these issues. So clearly, the increase in subvention funding for county veteran service officers was key. What we were able to do to make sure that we put in the strike teams in the regional VA offices to deal with that backlog is key. What we've been able to do in getting AB 639 passed and now on the ballot as Proposition 41, I think is crucial. We know that 3 of the 10 cities with the highest concentration of homeless vets in the country are right here in California. San Diego, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, particularly in my district. We have been looking at these issues in a slightly different way during the period of time that I've been in office as Speaker. Instead of expecting that the only jurisdiction would be in the Veterans Affairs Committee, we've been doing coordinated efforts with other policy committees as well. 2 years ago, we got the Housing Committee and the Veterans Committees to work together to look at these issues of homelessness, tried to look at the interventions that we could do, and it resulted in AB 639, which allows us to repurpose $600 million of previously approved bond funds for these new purposes. And the reality was that the voters have always been very generous and responsive to veterans' housing needs, but we haven't always been as thoughtful as we could be in how we craft them. And so we had $900 million from the last bond measure that never went out. And we had hundreds of millions from a previous one that never went out because they were limited to single-family housing and farms. And we know people coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan are not knocking down our doors to buy farms. And to the extent that they were looking to buy single-family homes, the federal programs were better for them than were our programs. So we had a bonding authority that didn't meet a need. And now, through what will be before the voters in Prop 41, we'll have an ability to partner with nonprofit housers, with veterans organizations throughout the states, to look at the right combination of housing and services to meet the new challenges of our veterans population. It is sad to note that veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan are finding themselves in homelessness at a faster rate than even Vietnam vets. I think all of us thought that the response to our veterans coming home from Vietnam would be the low point of our response to veterans. But the complications of the issues facing our vets coming home from Iraq and Afghanistan have created new sets of problems, and together I think that we can do a lot to address them.